Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Shai Bashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the sincere brothers around the world that's preaching and prophesying the Lord's word in sincerity and truth. Now, this is a basic. It's gonna be like a basic lesson going into how the Lord really looks. The Lord as in who the world called Jesus. But his real name in the Hebrew, is Yahushai, because he was a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Now, before the description, let me get that. It's Matthew chapter 1, Matthew chapter 1 of verse 21 says, "And he shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushai." It says Jesus there, but his name is Yahushai because, for one, there's no J, in the Hebrew, and J is a fairly new letter that was introduced into English. It's just a few hundred years old, and the Lord was on earth around 2,000 years ago, so his name can't be Jesus. And the way how you pronounced it in Greek is Jesus, Greek and Latin, because that it's like a translation of the Lord's name. But anyways, the name there is Yahushai, for he shall save his people from their sins. And that's the meaning of his name. Because Yahushai, means he deliver. Yah meaning he, and Yahushai mean deliver. Right? So it says, for he shall save his people from their sins. So he shall save. He deliver. That's what Yahushai means. He deliver. He's gonna deliver the nation of he delivered the nation of Israel from their sins by going on the cross and being crucified and being made a sacrifice for their sins. He was a sacrificial lamb for the nation of Israel, because after that, there'll be no more sin offering, as a sacrifice, from the nation of Israel to the Most High, because he was the ultimate sacrifice for sins. And the Lord, Yahushai, is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, from the nation of Israel. He was from the head tribe of Israel is Judah. And Israel, now are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You make up the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Now let me get back to Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13. Wait. Let me get to Revelation chapter 1 verse 1 first. The revelation of Yahushai, right? And the word Christ there, is a Greek word which means anointed, but the Hebrew, uh, the Hebrew word that it goes back to is Mashiach, which means anointed. You know, so the revelation of Yahweh Shai, which the Most High gave unto him to show unto his servants things which shortly must come to pass, which meaning the prophecies, you know, that's in the book of Revelation, which is coming to pass right now. You know, right now it's coming to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Then is John the Revelator, who bear record of the word of the Most High, and of the testimony of Yahweh Shai, and of all things he saw. Now, this is the revelation of Yahweh Shai. Revelation, you know, is to pull back the veil. Re meaning, you know, back. Re meaning back, and, you know, velation, that go back to the word veil, means to pull back the veil, you know, means to reveal, you know, the revealing of Yahweh Shai, the revelation of Yahweh Shai. And let me go down to 13, because John is revealing Yahweh Shai in this chapter. He's describing Yahweh Shai. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot. Now, this is a description of the Lord, you know, Yahweh Shai, that John the Revelator saw while he was on the island of Patmos. One like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot. That means the Lord had a garment that was down to the foot. You know, he was wearing a Hebrew Israelite garment with Salakia. He was wearing a Hebrew Israelite garment, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paths of the golden girdle. Yeah, he had a golden girdle on. One second. Salakia. Yeah, he had a golden girdle on. Now a girdle is a 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 wear. You know, it's something that you wear to cover your stomach region, your torso, and he had on a golden girdle. You know, the Lord is a warrior, because you know, for example, today you see Salakia, you see boxers, you know, whenever like they win a match or a big title, they get, you know, a golden belt, you know, which that's a girdle, you know, golden girdle. You know, so the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is a warrior. But he had on a golden girdle. You know, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. Meaning, his head and his hairs, meaning the hair on his head and on his face were white like wool, white in appearance. You know, that means it was white as in color, and then it was woolly as in texture. And the so-called Negroes had that type of hair. You know, right now, whenever, you know, like you'll see older Jake, you know, they usually, you know, sometimes have a white, or I'm sorry, gray, to white woolly hair. And Negro hair is woolly anyways. You know, as white as snow. I mean, it was fully white, and so that means the Lord had a white, white woolly beard because he was a Hebrew Israelite. You know, we have beards. That's in the law for a man not to shave his beard, or not to get a lineup. You know, so he had a beard and he had a fro. He had a white woolly fro, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, yeah, because the Lord drank wine. And also he he he's mad. He's enraged because of the of the of the of the condition of his people under the devil. The so-called Edomites, which are the so-called white people. The white man, which go back you know to the Edomites. They're Esau. Starting with the bankers, the elites, the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and all that. The elite families. They're the ones that really rule the world. They're the wicked. They're the wicked, and the Most High gave in their hands the world to rule for a period of time. But that rulership is pretty much up now, and his eyes are like where's a flame of fire. Yeah, he's angry and enraged, with the condition of his people and also what they did to him, because Yahweh Shai had to endure mockery, torture. He was whipped. He was hung on the cross. So he's still pissed off about what these what these what these people did to him, and what they did to his people, or what they're doing to his people. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burnt in a furnace. Now, Salakia, and his voice as the sound of many waters, which means he had a very loud and deep voice. As a so-called black man, as a so-called African American man today. Jake, which is short for Jacob, which Jacob's name was changed to Israel. The so-called Negro man, African American man, is known for having deep voices, loud and deep voices. That's why our people, whenever they're at their job, or whenever they're talking on the phone, they have a different voice than how they usually talk. It's usually, talking for the men is deeper. Whenever they go to work, they have a job voice, and whenever they leave work, whenever they go back to their families, they have their regular voice. And it says, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if it burnt in a furnace. Yeah, brass is brown. The metal brass. It's brown, right? But as if that brass was burnt in a furnace. When you take anything and put it in a furnace, it becomes darker. So that means that the Lord's appearance was very, very, very dark brown. The one who you call Jesus, which real name is Yahweh Shai, he was a very dark brown, dark skinned man, and he was from the tribe of Judah, which the tribe of Judah are you so-called Negroes in America, you so-called African Americans from the nation of Israel, which the nation of Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, from North, Central, South America, and the West Indies and the Caribbean. And, that's the description of, Yahweh Shai. I said it was simple and basic, but, this is the milk. The basics are very important. One last scripture. This is the last scripture. 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 2. Salakia, the scripture on the left is the KJV, and that's the King James version of the Bible, and the one on the right, that's the NLT version. It's dual, but I'm reading from the one on the left. So First Peter chapter 2 and verse 2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. So when we come into the truth, when the Lord takes us out of the world and washes, the filth of the world, we become newborn babes. We become reborn, through the Spirit. We have to relearn, everything about the scriptures, everything that we thought was right about the world. We have to relearn everything. So we are like so we are like babes again. Desire the sincere milk of the word. The milk is the basics, because a baby, can only drink milk. When that baby's born, because it's not ready for solid foods. It's not ready for meat yet. And the solid foods and the meat is the deeper scriptures, the deeper understanding of the scriptures. So when we come into the truth, we have to desire the sincere milk of the word. The word is the scriptures, that ye may grow thereby. So when you consume the milk, the basics of the scriptures, when you go over it over and over again, you grow. And then that's when the Lord starts dealing with you on a different level. That's when the Lord starts elevating you to where you start to understand, when you start to understand, different and higher levels of the scriptures. But this one was basic. The color of the Lord is basic, and it's very important. Call Halal Yahweh Bashim Ashar Bashim Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.